Hello, and welcome to this demo of the Access News module. Once you log in, click the large News button on the right of your screen, or if you're already working in Access, you can choose News from the top of your screen in the main menu. If you've arrived here via Lucy in a Cameo Moss workflow, these fields on the left, these three, will already be filled in for you. You will already be working within a specific project. You will have selected the type of template that you're going to use, as well as the specific template. And then you will have come here in order to fulfill the fields within that template. If you have come here directly, you'll need to fill in those fields, selecting a project, template type, and template. Once you've done so, then you can complete this area by filling in an appropriate title at the very top. In this case, I want to do a story about volcanoes, so I'm going to type in a title there in the title field, and once I've done so, I come down here to the Compose area in the bottom left. I can see that my template has two replaceable fields, one for an image, which right now has a placeholder, that Chiron News image, and the other for text, which has this placeholder text, OTS text, in the field. I'll start by replacing that text with something that I actually want to use for my story. And one of the great things about Access is that I have a real-time preview, so as soon as I type in the text, I get a preview, and I can see right away that I've decided on something that's a bit long for that field. So I can go ahead right now and edit it with no fuss. And once I do, as soon as I take out some of that, I can see what it looks like. I think I want to edit it down just a little bit more. And when I do so, finally, I see something that I like. So the real-time preview has been very helpful to me. I see now that I have text that looks really great there. And then I'm going to work on the image next, and I'm going to select the project for this program that I'm working on, and in the select field here, I'm just going to type an asterisk as a wildcard to show me everything that I have in that project. Now earlier I made this chart about volcanic activity, so I'll just select that. I see it populate there in the Compose area on the left, and I see it right away in my real-time preview there on the right. So this graphic is good to go. I like it. I have some controls down here on the bottom right. One says preview only. That means that the background image only appears here in my preview to give me an idea of what this over-the-shoulder graphic is going to look like when it's laid over live video. The background image won't actually show in the final render. My other two choices there are on or off. So if I select off, the background image is gone altogether. The checkerboard pattern shows me where I will have an alpha channel, so I'll be able to see video there. And if I have it on, the background image appears again, and this is different than preview only because on means that that image is actually going to render with my final assembled graphic. I typically would not use this. I might use it if I was going to do a promo about this particular reporter, or some kind of full screen with a different background graphic, perhaps something artistic or branded to my station. But typically I would have this either set to off or preview only. And then once I'm ready to go, I would click Assemble over there on the right, and Assemble will assemble my graphic and present me with a few other choices. I would be able to download it, send it to my project, discard it, or email it to someone perhaps for final approval or something like that. Once I've done all of that, if I want to continue working, I can reuse this template. Remember, these templates work the same as they would in any templatized workflow. They are reusable. So I want to do another story with an over-the-shoulder graphic. This one will be about First Lady Jill Biden. So I'm going to go ahead and in the title area, I'm going to change the title, but I'm going to leave the project, the type of template, and the name of the template will be the same because I'm going to continue to use this OTS graphic. And then down here in the Compose area, once again, I'll start by changing the text to something suitable for my story. So I think I'll just type in First Lady Speaks. And I see it almost immediately in the real-time preview over there on the right. It looks fine to me. And now I need an image. I could upload one. I click the little upload button if I had one locally. I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to go to my AP image bank. And by the way, you will be able to do this within Access if you have a subscription to AP Images. And I will type in Jill Biden's name, and there I see some great images. I'll pick one, and there it is in my compose area, and there it is in my final preview there on the right. And once I have everything good to go, I have the same kinds of choices that I had before. Remember that preview only means I will see the background only now. Off means I see a checkerboard pattern where I have alpha, so I can see the video through, and on would render it with the final graphic. In this case, we'll just keep it like this, and I would assemble it and send it to my project. For the final section of this demo, I want to show you how to set up multiple images in a single image field. First, you need to have a template that will support that. These types of templates can be composed in a certain version of LyricX. Be sure to check what version you have and what its capabilities are. Here you see that I already have selected a template that has 2 layers that can be edited in this composition area. There's a foreground and a background, and each one has controls similar to the single image controls that we've already been looking at. So I will start with the foreground here, and I will go to my AP images. And for this one, I want Transportation Secretary Buttigieg, so I will type in his last name, and I will select a suitable image. And once I have selected that image, I can resize it if I want to, just like you would typically resize any image. And I can drag and position it how I want it. And then once I get this organized just like I want it, there, that's about right, then I can turn my attention to the background portion of this composite. So I will open this section, which looks essentially the same, and I want to populate that field. So I'm going to go to my project where I have saved some suitable images. I have one of a rusty old bridge, and I'm going to put that in the background. If I needed to move it or resize it, I could, but it looks pretty much fine just the way it is. So I'm going to leave that like it is, and that will be suitable for my infrastructure story. Again, I can keep the background as preview only. In this case, that doesn't matter because I have a full frame background with that second image. I go ahead and click Assemble, and there are my controls where I can download it to my local device. I can send it to the appropriate pre-configured folder, or I can discard it, or I can email it to someone. And that concludes our demonstration of the news module of Access. Thank you so much for watching.